Good afternoon, happy stampers, and welcome to my happy stamping studio. This is Judy Anderson with judystamps.com. I'd like to welcome all my live viewers as well as those of you watching on replay. Please mark in the comments if you're watching on replay, put replay, and let me know where you're coming from. This week we are going to be doing some watercolor pencils, and oops, hang on. Sorry about that. I left my watercolor pencils on the other side. We are going to be using the Easter basket stamp set. Now, I know it's after Easter, you guys, but this is a great set for any time of the year. I can see making baby cards. Today we're going to be doing a Hello Spring card with this. So don't overlook this set, you guys. It's just a fun set for any time of the year. You know, this little chick and these bunnies would be adorable on baby cards. Even birthday cards. Sorry, I have been fighting this sinus infection. That's why I wasn't on last week. I was actually in bed all week last week. So let's get started with this. I took some designer series paper. I can't remember which one this is, but I've been hitting up my designer series paper. As you know, make sure you check out my store, you guys, because a lot of almost all of the designer series paper is going away in a few weeks. We have our new catalog coming out in May. So grab your in color, your outgoing in color colors and your designer series papers. Um, Envelopes are out of stock right now, but they will be coming back in. But just go grab your favorites now, you guys, because everything is going fast. So I have got some lemon lime twist card base, and I've got these pieces. We're going to be using these pieces on here. So let's go ahead and fold our card. And once again, I don't have my bone folder, so I use my blocks. Just a little tip for you if you don't have that bone folder. Okay, so we have these pieces of designer series paper, and I use both sides. So this is a 4-inch piece cut, and I cut off the piece that I'm going to need for the front of my card, but it's actually the inside of the card. So let's take our snail adhesive and put down our designer series paper. So we're going to be adding some of our pieces first. So we are going to be putting this on the front of our card. And if you want the measurements, you can head over to my blog, judystamps.com. I'll have all the measurements over there for you. Now, I do have this little strip that I have scored, and we are going to be putting that so it helps hold the card front. It's a fun little trick here. So I'm going to add that before I add my strip because I don't want this to be showing. Now, I am going to fold this, decide where I want my little image here on the front, knowing that I'm going to have a circle cutting part of it off. So you know what? This flower up here is going to be showing more, so we're actually going to put it down here. Now I did cut a 2 3/8 inch circle with our circle punch, so I have to accommodate that towards the bottom here. And now I can set this wherever I want on this strip. We're doing that in a second. So we're going to open that up. We're going to open the inside, and we're going to add this strip. Now you can choose to use the same side as you did on the front or do the back side as a contrast. I'm choosing to do the contrast side. I'm going to add this here. So I'm looking at the bottom and the top and the side, making sure that those reveals are the same. Okay, you could also close this up and line this up here, but look, I did pretty good, right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add the inside of my card here. So the technique we're doing today is with our watercolor pencils. You can choose to use watercolor paper, which, we went through that a couple weeks ago, or just basic white. I'm using basic white. Now I'm going to add this on here, and I don't want it to show on the front, so I'm making sure I have that reveal along this side. Now I had this little strip here, so I am going to be adding some adhesive to this little strip. I should have my silicone mat here, but I don't. And I'm going to add that right along this mat. Okay, so this is a great use of those little strips that you have always left over. Save them, add them to your envelopes, add them to the inside of the card. So that kind of frames that all out. Okay, so I want to add this next. I'm going to open this flap up and I am going to add, whoops, no, right side. I'm going to add adhesive on the back, okay, because I want to sandwich this so people don't see how I added it. And I'm going to move it over a little bit. I could put it way over here just as long as this doesn't protrude past the spot my white's going to go. But I'm actually going to center it onto this panel here. Okay, so next, this piece is going to go on here. But first, we need to do some stamping. So, got my stamp set. I know I want to put Hello Spring on here. I'm going to grab my Hello Spring. And I am going to put on this cute bunny. Now, you're going to notice the entire bunny doesn't fit on here. That's okay. So I'm going to actually put him down here because I think the Hello Spring will fit right at the top. So you want to make sure all your images fit on this circle. You could do a little bit bigger circle. So we are just going to put the bunny on here. Line this up. You could put this Hello Spring at an angle, which follow the angle of your bunny, you guys, if you do that, your bunny ears. And I'm going to do that. That way, if it's not perfectly straight on there, you can't tell. Okay, I'm going to hold that. I'm going to grab my block. And I just need a block that's big enough for my verse and the top of that bunny. Okay, we're going to take our memento. Now, you could take your StazOn ink, or what's coming out is we have a new hybrid ink coming out, a black ink that can be used with both types of inks. So when I say that, it can be watercolored, it could be, you could use your Stampin' Blend, so it's good with alcohol inks also. So we just got that bunny peeking out. Okay, that's it. Let's clean our stamp off. That's real important, keeping our stamps as clean as possible. I know the photopolymer stains, but if you clean them right away, they don't stain as bad. Okay, we're going to move that all to the side, and I'm grabbing my pencils. I've got some pencils out. I have got both. I actually have my original pack of watercolor pencils. You guys, these last forever and ever and ever. So I am going to match the colors that are here in my paper. So I am going to grab the pink and this, ooh, I don't want night and navy. This should be the balmy blue. Our bunny's going to be balmy blue. We could do it brown, but I want to make it a little bit different. And so you can choose to color this in completely and not watercolor at all. And that's what we're doing today. So I'm going to lightly cover it first. And I kind of do it in small, soft circles. That's how I taught my kids how to color in their coloring books. I told them, you know, when you do circles, you don't see as much overlap, number one, and you don't get those streaky lines. Okay, so we've got that. Now I'm going to go in and go over where I want it a little bit darker. So where my shadows are going to be. And I'm actually pressing a little bit harder. So we know our blue is going to be darker here. This is going to be light. So I'm going to actually just go along this edge a little bit and towards the bottom and then go in a circular motion. And the light's coming from here. So he's going to be darker down here. Now you could, like I said, you could use a brown here. Now his nose comes out a little bit, so we're just going to go across his head here. Just a little bit in here and create some shadows. And you're going to notice I kind of left some spots a little bit white. That is where I'm going to be using my pink for cheeks. I love putting cheeks on my animals. In fact, my students always say, "Oh, you always add cheeks," and I never think of that. So I'm actually pressing pretty hard here so that pink shows through. And we're going to go on this side. Now you could choose to leave that white and do the cheeks first, but I like it when the color kind of comes through so it looks like it's furry and fuzzy, kind of like a stuffed animal. Let's do our pink here. Okay, that's it for coloring him. Like I said, you could use a water painter, you can use your blender pen. I'm going to show you to use the blender pen to blend these out. I'm just going to go in and lightly go around my darker areas. I'm going to leave those lighter areas. I'm going to clean it off a little bit because I don't want it too dark. And the more you color with this, the more of the pencil it picks up. Okay, I'm going to go over the top a little bit. Now you can even lift color. So I can go over that and lift some of the color up. Okay, just do a quick swipe and we are done. But see how it leaves that light area right there? Okay, now you can choose to put this directly on here or you can use Stampin' Dimensionals. Today we're just going to go directly on. It's going to be simple. So we are going to put this guy right here, just like this. Now, I can put it so that Hello Spring is straight and he's peeking at an angle. I can have him straight and this at an angle. I actually kind of like it crooked, don't you? Let me know. Are you a crooked or are you a straight bunny? I'm making my verse or my sentiment straight across. Okay, now on the inside, we could leave it. But you know me, I need to decorate the inside also. You know what? I had the protective mat on here. And I put these on the top. Silly Judy. We could choose to do a carrot, but I'm going to do these flowers. So let me get my stamp. Now, once again, I'm not going to do the entire image. I'm not going to do the leaves. So I just want to ink up my flowers. I'm going to test this here. I've got the flowers. So I'm just not pressing it all the way onto the ink pad. I just press those flowers. Okay, I'm going to put those right down here. Just like that. And see how I just got the flowers, you guys? So that's, you could also use masking paper. You can use a Post-it note. You can use tape to tape off the area that you don't want ink on. And then you remove it before you stamp. Don't forget that. You don't know how many times I've done that. And I stamped it and I got this big blotch of black there or color there. And it was like, oh, dang it. I forgot to remove that. Okay, so let's color these flowers. So now our flowers are yellow and they are light pink and they are a deeper color. So we are going to use the light pink and the deeper color. We do have blue, so that's going to be one flower. This is going to be another flower. And the color in this paper is So Saffron. We don't have a So Saffron pencil, but I am going to use the Daffodil Delight. So we are going to take and color the Daffodil Delight here. Daffodil Delight is a lighter color, but that's okay. Just press a little bit harder. You could actually take and wet your pencil. I'm just wetting it on my, my chamois. Whoa, that word just escaped me. My kids call that a brain fart. Mom, you have brain farts all the time. I go, yeah, I'm getting old. Okay, and see how that pops? Now we're going to color another one here, and we're going to do this one, the lighter pink. And I'm actually going to take the deeper red, which I don't know which red it is in this paper. I have a black cherry or a cherry cobbler pencil, and it will coordinate fine. So I'm going to color these in. Let's get our blue. And so all the centers are going to be the deeper red. Let's do our blue flower. You know, it's such a happy surprise when they open up your card and it's decorated on the inside too. People comment quite often, you know, I love your cards because you do the inside too. I don't always do them on here when I sometimes wait till I decide who I'm sending the card to do it, but I always do it. Now, I like that, but to me it seems like these flowers are floating. So I'm just going to take my Granny Apple pencil and just shadow the bottom here. It's not going to be anything much. I'm just shadowing this bottom. And that just grounds those images. So what do we have? We've got that. And see how it grounds those? And then you close that, and that's still gorgeous. But look. So don't forget to take a look at your stamp sets and see what other occasions you can use them with. Take bits and pieces of them. You don't have to stamp the entire image on your paper. Like we've got this little bunny poking out. I could add a ribbon here, which isn't a bad idea. Hang on. I'm going to open up my thing here and, oh, I don't have any ribbon. Let me find a ribbon. Hang on. So I went to my ribbon drawer and I have retired ribbons. And I always like a touch of black on my cards. Any of my projects, my painting projects, my card projects. So we're just going to wrap this around. The black and white gingham is my favorite. It is retired, you guys. It's retired, I think, a couple years. But I made sure I bought a couple spools of it. Okay, I'm going to do it like a plus sign. Bring this over. Now, this is going to be, this piece right here is going to be the knot in the middle. So you want to make sure that's not twisted. You're going to wrap this around. Oops. We are going to keep our finger on that knot, and I'm going to pull that straight piece down. Okay, and then I'm going to tighten it. And it should, hopefully, yep, come to that knot. Okay, let's take our paper snips. Should have a good pair of ribbon scissors. I do, but it's not here, so we use what we've got, right? Okay, and look, you could trim it even shorter if you wanted. I'll mess with it later, but look how cute that is. So once again, don't be scared to go into your retired projects because many of, you know, as a demonstrator, I try to use all current products because you guys are always wanting what I use. But go into your drawers and just see something that coordinates. You know, a cute yellow ribbon would have been cute, or a blue, or a deeper green. So this is our card for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until we meet again, everybody, happy stamping.